Wow. Man, it is what they say, Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And none other, I'm Tierra's husband, Wali Lathan, here at Consult Lemonade. And so we're here with none other, Mr. James Courtney. Man, how do you feel?
Man, it's always a pleasure to hang out with Console Lemonade. And I love your intro always, Tierra's husband.
Man, that's my job. I don't even know how I ended up being here, but at the same time, I'm here. She told me I work for her, so she's the boss.
Absolutely. We follow her lead.
100%. And when she said it was you, it was like, no worries, no question. I will do anything you say.
Hey, this is family.
That's what's up.
Always.
So the Cybersecurity Awareness Month, what does that mean to you? What do you hear? What do you think about when October happens, like Cybersecurity Awareness Month? What does that mean?
It's a chance to bring awareness to, I think it's a growing field, but it's still not enough people that's interested in it. Because even to this day, you still have more jobs than people qualify for the jobs. So putting a perspective and a light on that opportunity basically is what Cybersecurity Awareness Month means to me. It's the opportunity to tell people, hey, there's other options out here that can probably get you to your goals, whether it be lifestyle, whether it be philanthropy, whatever your passion is. It's something out here that can fund you towards that.
Wow, that's good.
So
that's good. If I heard you correctly, you're saying it's an opportunity to highlight that there are more opportunities in the cybersecurity world that's available, and there's not enough of us trained, ready to go, or know that they exist.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So I'll give you an example. So every main company that you know, say your AT&T, your IBM, you name it. Any name company that you know, big name company, Fortune 500, Fortune 50 company, they have a CEO. Everybody knows CEO position. They have a COO position. Everybody typically knows that. And typically they have a CIO or CISO position. However, majority of those people that are in that position are not fully qualified. And what I say by that is most of them don't have a certification for that position. They just been in the business or in the field for a certain amount of time, and they just matriculated to that position because of time, because of who they may know, or how long they've been with the company, longevity, what have you. But that doesn't necessarily mean you qualified.
All right.
So, like, for example, with your driver's license, you got to go take a test, then you got to go and do an actual driving course to show that you qualify for it, not just take the test. So we have positions open and people filling those positions, but they haven't took that test or they haven't got that experience to show that they know how to do that. They just in those positions and roles. So that's why we have so many positions that go unfilled because we don't have enough qualified people to take them.
Wow. All right, so you said something which is a very important word for me. You said we. When you say we, tell us about we, or tell us about you. So the people, the viewers, the listeners, those who go back and watch this video, who is able to tap into what they might be looking for, tell them who you are and why they should at least pay attention to the we.
So the we, I say, are people that look like me and you.
Okay.
And I say that because the majority of this industry doesn't look like me and you.
Got it.
So that's what creates the opportunity for us. One, because it's not too many people with our perspective in the industry.
Got it.
So we can bring a new perspective to it. So the reason to pay attention, so the example that I gave about the certification. So I have one of the certifications in the industry that puts me in the top 5% in the industry. So I'm actually a certified Chief Information Security Officer out of EC Council. I was in one of their first certification classes for that. And just to sit for the degree, basically, you had to have over 10 years experience. They had to be able to verify that experience. So they go through and do a 10-year background check and verify that not only you are who you say you are, but you've worked at these various different places, have this certain education level or what have you, before you can even go apply and sit for this exam.
Wow.
And then you have to pass the exam.
Wow.
So that puts your real world experience along with testing the aptitude of that, and it makes you qualify for that position now. So now you have somebody that's well versed going into this position that can lead your organization from a cybersecurity perspective and put you in a better place overall.
Wow. So if I heard you correctly, you said you are in the top 5% because of a certification that you've obtained. Mm-hmm. And you was able to obtain that certification because you was able to not only take the test, but pass the test. And to take the test, you have to be verified, not that blue check stuff. You have to be verified for at least 10 years of have work experience and excelled in that experience to even take the test.
Yep.
Then you take the test, pass the test. So how long have you been doing this? So 10 years is a good number?
So I've been in cybersecurity for over 2 decades.
Okay, hold on. I do numbers. Everybody might not do numbers. When you say 2 decades, what do you mean by 2 decades?
So I started in cybersecurity roughly around 2003 timeframe is when I got into cybersecurity, and we now in 2025. So a little bit over 2 decades.
So 23 years, 22 years. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's start there. So sounds like Tierra always say you got a bunch of letters behind your name. I don't know the letters, so the letters don't matter to me, but I'm pretty sure some of the people who watching this video might understand some of those certifications and all those letters. We're not worried about, she always want to talk about the cars that you drive, but we're not talking about the cars. I would love to talk about, if any, at some point, we're going to talk about the jobs. Let's talk about how did you end up 2003, how did you get into cybersecurity, and where did all this stuff start from?
Sure. So for me, it was a time in my life where I just had 2 twins born, Naya and James.
Oh.
They were actually born in 2000. So I was working Verizon Wireless in the customer service department with Verizon Wireless, and I was looking to be able to provide for my family better.
Got it.
Than I was doing, because the paycheck to paycheck wasn't cutting it. And then having twins, I got to get 2 of everything.
Yeah.
So
you need 2 jobs.
Right, exactly. And that's what it was like. It was like, do I get 2 jobs or do I better what I'm already doing?
Got it.
So at that time, I hadn't learned leverage. So that's something I will talk about later.
Okay.
But so I had to better what I was doing, better myself. So that's when I looked at, well, how do I make myself better? Okay, let me see what I can go to school for, get some additional training for, and make somebody else pay for it.
Yeah.
Which Verizon Wireless at that time had a great tuition reimbursement program. So I was able to go through an IT program with Johns Hopkins, and Verizon Wireless paid for it with my tuition reimbursement program. So that allowed me to get the fundamentals of IT and transition from customer service rep at Verizon to a help desk rep in tech support.
Got it.
So I was able to work through some of the levels at Verizon Wireless in tech support and becoming one of their first wireless data tech support technicians. So that was basically when, to put it in perspective, it was when your phone went from a phone to basically be able to do more computer type stuff with it and being able to do data on it and having data plans to go along with your phones.
Wow.
So I learned that and became one of their first technicians on working for those phones when they was having issues and stuff, dealing with data and being able to maintain those phones. Fast forward, I got to a place at Verizon where I basically hit the ceiling and couldn't go no further. So I transitioned at that point fully into
Safe to
IT.
say you're OG in this.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Because I think even with people going into IT, if you start off at the help desk, I think that's entry level,
Yeah.
and you work your way up through.
Yeah.
It gives you a solid foundation to be able to do anything.
So you're saying entry level is perfect?
Absolutely. You
Why
got to
would
start somewhere.
Okay.
Especially if I'm transitioning from not having anything in that skill, never worked into that skill before, and looking to make a difference and make a breakthrough.
Go ahead.
So I got to start at the entry level position.
So entry level is it a number for entry level, or is it access point? What would you say?
I would say it's more access. And the way I would describe it is, if you're baking a cake, you can't start off with the eggs and the milk. You got to start off with the dry ingredients, or you're never going to get to the finished product of the cake.
Wow.
So I had to start off in help desk to be able to sit here today and be a CISO and be certified.
And so your CISO cake analogy, the presentation or the cake that came out that was really good, started with the dry ingredients of working at Verizon and seeing the opportunity, not even looking to be a CISO.
Nope.
We don't even know if CISO exists.
Nope.
We just like, there's something that's happening on the rise. They're starting a new opportunity to tap into data, phone, whatever. I'll try.
Yep. And that was it. I mean, basically, it was literally just that. It was the willing to try something different.
Wow.
Because I wanted something different. And it was just being willing to do that.
And wanting something different wasn't necessarily the want something different because you wanted to be better. It was something different is needed because I got 2 miles to feed.
Yep, absolutely. And I never forget, I was studying. So normally I used to do all my studying at nighttime. I wait till everybody in the house go to bed, and that's my me time. And that's when I was doing my studying stuff with that program. I actually sat down and I wrote a budget out. And I said, all right, these are the things that I want for my family. How much does it cost? And I remember to this day, the number was like $72,500 and something dollars that I needed to make annually to afford the stuff that I wanted to do.
22 years ago.
Yep.
Got it.
And literally, that is what I focused on as my motivation, because in that budget, I was like, well, I wanted my kids to be able to do these type of activities. I wanted them to go to this type of school. I wanted to be able to live in this type of neighborhood. And all of those things was basically the motivation, but it was put in numbers, basically.
Got it.
As a spreadsheet. And I never forget, I had a conversation with myself, and I had a conversation with God. This is what I think I need. And it was like, why are you not asking for that then?
Wow.
So, and this is something I shared with Console Lemonade. I'm almost tearing up.
Yeah, I see it. That's good.
It's something that, because to this day, I can see evidence of this. Because, you know, everybody has a Social Security statement if you ever worked before and paid taxes and stuff. I can literally log into my Social Security profile and I can see when the year was that he did this.
Wow.
Because I literally went from making $45,000 a year to making $75,000.
Wow.
And it was within 3 months of doing that budget list.
Wow.
But not only that, in that same year, he took me to the 75, and within another 3 months, he took me to 110.
Wow.
And that was all because of how it originally started, was wanting to do better for my family.
Wow.
Not trying to be selfish, not
Wow.
I want to be out here balling or
Wow.
what have you. It was just an honest, heartfelt desire to want to do better and be better.
Wow.
But like, and I say, tying this back into the we part, it's a lot of people that look like us that have that same conversation and don't know what the options are to try to change that conversation to where we are now.
Wow.
And that's why I say we have the opportunity to do something good with this.
Man, you said something, and what I heard was you created a yes, a goal, a yes, right? And I always say, when you create your yes, it says no, right? And so you said your goal was, say, 72, 70, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You wrote out a plan on the life that you wanted your family to be able to exist in.
Yep.
Right? And they were just born, but you knew that this is what it's going to take to get there. And you wrote it out and then asked God, say, what is it going to take to get here?
Yep.
He said, ask for it.
He said, I wasn't asking for it.
Well, why don't you ask for it? So I speak into do.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, why don't you ask for it? So what I heard was, well, ask for it.
Yep.
And so what you're telling the people is like, hey, if you want something, ask for it.
Yep.
And because you asked for it, you operated in it, and then he put you there.
Yep.
And because you was able to steward it in 3 more months, he gave you another 30.
Yep. And it's all the best thing about this is all verifiable by factual information. So literally, the first position that he gave me, the 75, I was with NIH. I came into NIH in the federal government as a GS-13. Anybody that knows the GS scale, you can go look it up for yourself. What that pay rate is. Yeah. Yep. You can look it up for yourself what the pay rate is.
Wow.
Then I left the NIH and then I went private. So that's how I got more money, is by going private.
Wow.
Because they were basically paying me to do the same thing, but private pays you more.
Wow.
Than dealing with federal government.
And so let me clarify this for the people. So you saying that came from playing on phone or testing the phones?
Yep.
So did you get a certification? Did you, back then, did you learn something by playing on the phones? Did they say, hey, now you qualified to go work at NIH? What was that? How did that happen? What was that transition?
So you pulling out the good ones today. So when I went in NIH and I applied for the position, I didn't actually have the qualifications for the position. But I had the capacity to do the position.
Wow.
Because the position required a bachelor's degree.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have a bachelor's degree.
Uh-huh.
And the position required a certain amount of years. I just got into IT.
Wow.
But they still offered me the position.
Because of?
My yes.
And you were able to articulate the capabilities.
Yes.
Of what the job or job requirements were on the table. Yep. So because of the experience that you got from Verizon, playing on the phones, I call it playing on the phones.
Absolutely, that's what it was.
Learning, because they didn't even know, right? They didn't even know
this what. It's all new technology.
So everything was new. It's like, hey, figure this out. And you was like, okay.
Yep.
Y'all paying me to figure this out. Oh, this works this way. That works that way. And because it worked for them, it worked for you. And it was a role that was in a higher position in the government or whatever, say, hey, if you can do these certain things, apply.
Yep.
Even though you don't have these other certifications.
Absolutely. And I applied.
Wow.
And literally, it was playing with the phones, because basically I was testing the phones. And for all of you phone people out there, the phone that I was using was the AudioBox Thera, which was the first Windows Pocket PC phone. So it was literally like almost like a little teeny computer phone thing. And so that transitioned into working for NIH and going into IT there. So I always say I started at help desk, worked into database management, and then I went into cybersecurity
Okay.
because I had a foundation and I understood, databases. I understood hardware, software, application at that point. So it was an easy transition into IT, but I did it with certifications, unlike the traditional bachelor's or master's degree. So there's two schools of thoughts. There's your cybersecurity certifications, and then there's your traditional degree work.
Okay.
But a lot of the industry for cybersecurity prefers your certification, because the certification not only does it speak to, in the theory and the application, but you have practical real life experience from doing the certification, where you don't typically get that from a degree unless you do an internship. So you have certain places that will take a person that has 3 years bachelor's degree, but then you have other places that will take a person that has 2 certifications and maybe 1 year experience, because those certifications hold weight. And for, again, us, that's an easier path, because it's a difference between going to your traditional college and going to get a degree. Most of us incur debt doing so.
Okay. Yes.
And carrying that debt into your workplace, into your career, and having to manage that along with everything else.
Yes.
Versus a certification is not that heavy a lift. You can literally, if you work in a regular 9 to 5 at McDonald's, you can cover the cost of a certification, versus you not necessarily having that same conversation trying to pay for a bachelor's degree.
100%.
But you can do that easier transition. So now it gives us an easier opportunity to get to that goal, because we can take that path that doesn't incur any debt, that we can afford realistically, and build up those certifications over time. So like you were saying earlier, I got a bunch of letters behind me because of certifications.
Got it.
So those, each time I'm getting a certification, that's a bump in my career. That's
a bump, meaning a pay raise. They have to.
Most places build in to your performance agreement that it is a pay raise.
No, and this is good, because, and I'm not, I'm not against certifications or any education or none of that, right? I would love, and you just did a phenomenal job at speaking to the benefit of a certification, right? Which is, gives you an identifier and say, hey, I've done this kind of work. I have the experience, and I've taken this test, and da-da-da. So it's the letters, my joke is the letters are identifiers, which are, you have to pay me.
Absolutely.
You have to pay me, right? So the same as a degree or whatever the case may be, but these certifications are proven track records.
Yep.
Saying that, hey, I qualify for this type of number because I have the experience in this area. I'm always a firm believer of experience. I'm a huge believer of experience is the best teacher. One of my jokes is, but listening is much cheaper.
That's good.
So if I can learn from you, I don't have to go to those, expensive colleges.
Absolutely. So let's put that into perspective now. So it's interesting because one of my favorite comments from my pastor is, if you don't pay attention, you're going to pay somebody. And it ties into exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
So the certification path is exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
So literally, when you're dealing with a certification, you have a recognized industry professional that's been in the industry for a certain amount of years, proven itself, basically teaching you what they know. And that's what you're getting the certification in. So it's basically a knowledge transfer that exists. So you're getting real world experiences, typically real world examples, practical knowledge, and how to apply that to what you're going to be doing. And for me, that's where I see the value in that path.
Wow.
And the end result is it's like I said, it ties back into the opportunity that's there.
Yeah.
I say that healthcare and cybersecurity are two professions that aren't going anywhere. And there's always more jobs available than it is people that's qualified.
You said something really good. That's really on point. Healthcare and cybersecurity, right? What I would throw in is, I have two bias in that because of me, but I do believe all of it falls under. And so one of them is communication and transportation. Those are the top two of everything. But, however, healthcare and cybersecurity has to be communicated.
Absolutely.
And so when you're referencing, and this is why I'm biased about Consult Lemonade, but when you're referencing the experience and wealth transfer of experience, you're getting real live feedback of, I like to say SME, I don't use the letters, but subject matter experts of who've been in the game, and Tierra and of course my wife, but all of the people that's a part of the Consult Lemonade team. I mean, we got doctors and we got doctors, who spend time in their field, right? And I'm talking about who work top tier 3-letter agencies, but they're transferring their real life experiences to help candidates as they walk through. So certification is one thing, but working with Consult Lemonade and the bridge that you get because you're connected to people who've done that work and you're getting real live wealth transfer is one of the best, just not in the market, but out here, because I'm an apprentice guy. So I'm a student first. So I love to sit around wisdom, knowledge, and ask the question. And so going to, get an education is cool, but I'd rather just get experience.
But it's funny you said that, because basically, let's look back at history on our people, for example. That's how we learned, was through apprenticeships. Everything we did, because we had to do stuff underground. We couldn't do stuff above ground. It was done through apprenticeships.
Yes.
That's how we learned.
Yeah.
Even I'm a part of masonry. That's what it's all about, apprenticeships.
Yeah.
That's how you learn.
Yeah.
And to touch on and bring it home, like with Consult Lemonade, like one of the proudest moments that I have is my daughter being a part of the first cohort for Consult Lemonade. So she went through that program. This is fresh out of high school, being a performing arts and graphic arts major, not having any real IT background, and going into the first cohort that Consult Lemonade had, getting her first AWS certification, and now she's working in the data center for AWS.
Wow.
And not only working there, she's one of their top employees.
Yes.
Like, it's comes full circle.
Yes. Yes.
And it's all because of going through that program, getting that foundation, that she was able to matriculate that into a position like that with Consult Lemonade going through AWS, because she got the foundation in IT that she needed. She got the certification that she needed. She got connected into the proper resources to learn how to do interviewing, coaching, present herself professionally, and prepare for interviewing, which AWS is a hard company to get into.
Yeah.
So seeing that real life, it's basically, that's what Consult Lemonade is, an apprenticeship program. And it's bringing together the practical application and the knowledge base needed to transition into this field that is not our normal path.
Yeah. That's really, in a nutshell, you jumped to it, but no, real talk. Like, that's really why we started this. And because you was there before we started, and it was like, when it was time to start, we was going to start. One of the things is we engage, empower, employ, and we help underrepresented talent, pivot or break into tech. And when Tierra said it a long time ago. She was like, I want to give us an opportunity to go after these jobs, to be in the number. I was like, that's it. Like that was because I'm not a tech guy, right? I mean, I'm a systems guy, right? I get it. And I was like, got it. That's what you want to do. Bet. And when she came up with restoring tech jobs, restoring families one tech job at a time, it was like, oh, this is kingdom. Now I get it. Now it's all the way, matriculating back to what you are put here to do, apprentice, right, to build and build and build. So here's what I want to know. Before you got there, what was the messy middle like? What was the struggle? Because we went from Verizon to NIH to like private, and then that middle. Like, what was a struggle point? What is something that that you can help someone through in that middle that was able to connect, either go forward, or if you don't do, you'll fall back?
So, for me, the messy middle part was getting to my end, if that makes sense. And what I mean by my end was, remember, I started the journey because I wanted better for my family.
Yes.
And I wasn't able to afford my family.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul. And for me, it clicked when I had a vehicle repossessed. And it was like, at that point, I'm either going to do better or this is what life is going to look like.
That's good.
And at that point, if it was just me, I probably could easily say, I can deal with this. I can manage. It's just me. But imagine that situation, not having a car, you having to get back and forth to work, the kids having to get back and forth to school or daycare, what have you, grocery shopping, the whole 9 yards, and you can't do that. And at this time, I'm talking about I have a family of 5.
Wow.
So at that point, I'm at my end because I'm frustrated with where I'm at and what I can't do. So now I'm extremely motivated to get this turnaround done quickly. So now I'm looking at, okay, how can I cut this time short? How can I maximize what I'm doing to have the most benefit? And that's how I learned leverage. So that's how I learned how.
When you say leverage.
So what I mean by leverage is, a lot of time we spend most of our day, we waste most of our time. And through my fraternity organization, I learned how to cut up my time so I can maximize it. And what I mean by that is 8 hours ain't necessarily needed to sleep. I learned that with my body, I can get away with 4 to 6. So I just added 2 more hours of productivity time that I could do point towards something. So I was finding little areas where I could take, okay, this is extra here, and then put that towards something else. And that's what gave me leverage to be able to look at multiple opportunities at one time.
Got it. So you was able to leverage, sacrifice, invest.
Yes.
Energy. So say you got the download from God or whatever, right? But you was able to invest more. Tierra says it like this: the more you put in one area, the higher the other area goes, right? So she calls it the seesaw, right? So if you put all of your weight on learning cybersecurity, the higher the family can go, right? And so what was that like to actually invest in the time to put your family in a better position, to actually getting the family in a better position, to seeing the daughter go after a job in tech or the opportunity or whatever that looks like?
So what it looks like is and this is an analogy I'll use because this is something that God showed me. So I learned I had to be busy and not just busy for busy's sake. And the reason that is because the example the vision that he gave me is I was always trying to get to a place where everything was level set. And I was like, if I get level, everything will be good. If I get to this point, everything will be good, like a baseline.
Yeah.
And then he had to deal with me on that because I was really focused on that because I was missing time with kids, missing different programs and stuff like that. And I would always say, okay, this is because later on, I'm going to want them they're going to appreciate this. So I was trying to find that baseline. And then one day he showed me, how does your heart operate? And I was like, well, what do you mean by that? And he said, think about it. When we see a baseline, if we put that towards your heart, what does that represent? A straight baseline represents flatline. You did. There's no life left in you.
Come on.
But when a heart is active, when there's life in you, your heart is busy.
Yeah.
Your line is busy.
Yeah.
So he was like, I need you to mimic that for a short season.
Yeah.
And then the stuff that you're looking for, that's what's going to be on the back end.
Oh, that's good.
So fast forward to that, the busy, missing out on a couple meetings here, a couple appointments there.
Yeah.
Now, I have 4 kids.
Yeah.
All 4 of my kids are successful.
Wow.
We have Naya that's working at AWS.
Yeah.
We have J3, my youngest son, who is a game programmer and works for a major game company.
Wow.
He has his second contract. Mind you, he's only 24.
Wow.
He has his second contract for his company. My oldest son, Taji, is a social media platform person that does NBA games, reviews, and stuff like that. And then my youngest just started college, and majority of her college and school and stuff was all paid for.
Wow.
So that's what that busy season, that's the end result.
Wow.
And it's because I was able to sew into them by making that transition change.
Yeah.
So when they needed something, I was able to do so and provide it.
Yeah.
It's very different when you see your parents struggle for you versus struggling for their self.
Wow.
And I think that's the key from a parenting perspective for us. But to transition it into the cybersecurity, the same work ethic was used in cybersecurity that I use for my kids.
Wow.
So I'm going to work hard and become the best at this because that'll let me transition. And each time that I transition, it puts my family in a better place. Each time that I transition, it gets me closer to where he wants me to be versus where everybody else might want it.
So this is good. So I'm hearing, this is my word, legacy, right? I'm hearing transition. I'm hearing transfer. I'm hearing legacy.
Yes.
I ran track in school. Not on your level, Olympic track runner, right? But I understand there's a thing in relay race, right? Mm-hmm. And so in the relay race, so we are recipients of an inheritance. Mm-hmm. Like your daughter, your kids are recipients of an inheritance because of the wisdom and transfer. And so there's gifts that we receive from our parents, our legacy, right? Just like a relay race, we start where they left off.
Mm-hmm. We should.
Mm-hmm. If the transfer, if the baton is passed in the right direction. And so our objective is to leave a legacy, pass the baton, so they can receive an inheritance.
Yes.
And so what you're saying is you've worked so hard, missed a few meetings, so you can pass on a legacy or pass the baton. And here we are with 4 kids that has 4 kids. I only heard one went to college. Mm-hmm. Right, and we're not against college.
No, not at all.
But we're talking about transferring, passing on experience, wisdom, the baton, which is a legacy, so they can receive an inheritance and keep it going. How was that sitting on a panel with your legacy beside you, almost like your guy, like LeBron, right, playing with Bronny, like that was the goal, and you experienced it. Talk about that.
That was and I'll tie it into your. It's funny you used the relay because I did run the relays too, and the key thing with the relays is each time you pass the baton, you want the next person to be faster. So when you finally hand it off to that last person, that's your legacy.
Wow.
That's the person that you want to run the fastest and hopefully bring home the victory.
Wow.
You. And I look at my kids the same way.
Yeah.
So we talking about one here, Naya specific, was able to pass that baton.
Wow.
Because, she seen me put in the work ethic. So prime example, we live in Maryland. She works in Virginia.
Yes.
So she does a commute every morning. She's up at 4:00 and has to catch the subway to the train to get into Virginia and then catch an Uber the rest of the way to the data center.
Wow.
This is every day.
Wow.
That she does this. She's been doing this faithfully for a couple years now.
Only for access.
For the opportunity that's going to come out of this Amazon position.
Yeah.
Because, so when she got the opportunity, we had a conversation about it.
I remember this conversation.
And
I remember her telling us about her dad saying.
I was like, it's not about this position today, but it's about what this is going to open up for you tomorrow. Take the sacrifice now with the commute, and you won't be disappointed on the back end of it. And she was like, at first, it was a little bit of getting used to. And then she was like, I had to remember, I seen you do this.
Oh,
and it was like a light went off because it was like, dang, I didn't even know they were paying attention to that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So here I am, I'm just going to work.
Yeah.
And literally I had to do the same commute that she's doing. I had to work. I was out in Chantilly, Virginia, living in Maryland.
Yeah.
But it was because she saw me do it.
Yeah.
She was able to do it.
That's good.
And she's been able to do it and do it successfully.
Yeah.
But to bring that back to home, what you were saying, we have 4 kids.
Yeah.
And only one is going to traditional college right now, 4-year degree.
Yeah.
But she already has plans to do her bachelor's and master's in 5 years total instead of 6.
Wow.
Then we have Naya, who just started at Western Governors University. So she's going to get a degree along with more certifications, and she's not paying for that.
Wow.
J3, the computer programmer and gaming programmer, actually entered into a Google Google contest to get the rights to work for Google and be in their internship program or whatever. And he was one of the finalists, but he didn't get selected for the award. But because he was a finalist, they paid for him to get schooling at Duke University.
Wow.
On their dime.
Wow.
So they've had traditional schooling, and then Taji took what he already had because he went to it was a tech school that went defunct.
Yeah.
But he was able to turn that into his passion for basketball and speaking. And now he's a whole social media personality with his own platform.
Wow.
So it was basically cultivating the gifts that they had into the direction. But at the end of the day, none of them have any debt. And I think that's the most, how do I say this? It's the most rewarding for me, but it's the biggest benefit that I can help them achieve.
Wow.
Because it sets them up to be able to do anything that they want to do with no debt.
That's passing the baton. That's passing the baton. That's creating, because I'm not saying you didn't go to school, but what you understood was, hey, leverage. if we can gain access and gain traction, you can write your own script.
Absolutely.
You can write your own script and you can feed your own kids. You can water your own seeds. Like you literally can set your kids up. You can help your kids run or start a better race.
Absolutely.
All because you've done it and you led them into legacy.
All because you say yes.
All because you said yes. Wow.
And that's for anybody. Like anybody that is looking for a better opportunity, a better way of life.
Yeah.
And you haven't tapped into this opportunity.
Yeah.
Consider this your wake-up call to tap into this opportunity.
Wow.
Whether it be reach out to Console Lemonade and see what they're about.
Yeah.
Get into their cohort.
Yeah.
Or whether it be see what your company has as far as tuition reimbursement to see how you can leverage that to make a transition into something that's more lucrative for you. But I mean, right now, if I did a search right now on a job site, I promise you it's probably over 100,000 jobs in this area marketplace for IT right now that are unfilled.
So is it because is those numbers are crazy? Is it unfilled because there's not enough certified people in the field? Or is it unfulfilled because there are not enough connected people in the field? Or is it not unfulfilled? Or is it not fulfilled because it's not enough of us who believe that we can fill them?
That's it right there. It's not enough of us that believe or even know that we can go fill it. They don't know the opportunity is there. We only know what we know. That's our limitation.
Yeah.
So it takes platforms like this. It takes messages like this. It takes people that see that work needs to be done to connect the people to those opportunities.
Yeah.
Because once you get connected and locked in, now you're talking about change. Wow. Now you're talking about legacy.
Yeah.
But now you're talking about how my family went from struggling, repossession, not being able to make the ends meet, to being able to pour into other people to make the ends meet.
So let me ask you this. This is good. Before we get out of here, before we get to a parting tip, because we can talk all day. Let me ask you this. You said leverage. There's a word we did not communicate all podcasts, all time. How do you feel about relationships, the word relationship, and how do you connect it to leverage?
So, let's see.
How important is the word relationship or whatever you would?
Relationship is key to leverage. You can't get leverage without relationship. And the reason I say that is, you can even go into the Bible and see this happens. Because when Jesus first came on the scene, he wasn't able to do the works that he needed to do until he got connected, relationship, and got baptized. Then he could go do the work. So he had to make that relationship before he could leverage what the Father already put in him to go do.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in this world.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get here because of me.
Wow.
Like, I know one of my managers, Donna Wilshire, she was the one who signed off on me getting my tuition reimbursement stuff to go do the initial training stuff.
Yeah.
And without that relationship there, that connection doesn't happen. Where am I at then?
Yeah.
So if leverage is what you're trying to get to, relationship is the access to the leverage.
That's good. Oh, that's so good.
You can't have one without the other.
That's so good.
Like relationship, if you get access without relationship, you won't have the capacity to maintain your access.
That's good.
So you gotta have them two intertwined together.
So relationship is that important.
Absolutely.
And so I say it because, you're an expert in this field and in the world. of relationship and leverage. I know Tierra and I really stand on relationship and leverage. One of our core values is connection, being the bridge to connect, trust, and access, which is being able to go through the courses or the modules and say, hey, we'll make a call and say, hey, on our name, you can get through.
Exactly.
And that's super important because a lot of this stuff is hard to get through. But because someone that has a relationship, trusted, and they have access, they can allow someone else to get through.
I'll tell you how important it is, even with cybersecurity. So, one of the cybersecurity certifications that a lot of people are familiar with is the CISSP certification. You have to have 3 to 5 years experience before you go sit for the test. But you know what you also have to have with that? You actually have to have somebody sign off that's already in the field that has that certification for you to get yours.
Wow.
So you got to have that relationship with somebody that's already doing what you're trying to go to.
Wow.
In order to they got to sign off on you or you can't get your certification.
Wow, that's good.
And that's not the only certificate. There's multiple certifications that do that because that relationship is that important.
Wow.
That's somebody just like you got, not on the same level as the hundreds and thousands of people you guys are sending through like that. But it's basically somebody got to vouch for you.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Like you can work hard and you can literally burn out trying to do so. But when you start getting connected and building those relationships, it no longer is work. And when it becomes not work, now we're talking about fun. And fun is what connects you to family. Fun is what connects you to friendship. Fun is what connects you to the foundational principles that all of this is built on.
Wow.
But you got to build that relationship. You got to be willing to have that relationship because sometimes it might be an uncomfortable relationship that you got to have because they have the access to where you're trying to get to. And I believe that the challenges, good or bad, that come into your life are to form you to where you need to be.
Yeah.
But you got to embrace both. You can't. If I never embrace the vehicle being repossessed, I don't get the opposite side of that of having 4 vehicles instead of just one.
Wow.
But you got to embrace the good and the bad.
So I like the alliteration, right? I love the F's. But one of the biggest and the best, speak to this. You can tie that all. Give it a tip. Give a tip to some of the viewers or somebody that's going to watch this. How important, I always say, in business, we speak from ROI, which is return on investment.
Yep.
Me, I'm a little different always. I speak from ROI, return on the introduction. And so for me, Bible, everything in the Bible was like introduction. Everything was a connecting to, I'm a vouch for you. God said, hey, this is my son, all of that stuff, right? So as we, bring ourselves to a close and leave for a tip, speak to, or if you can help the people understand how important, the most important one, which is faith, right? The most important F of all of the foundations. Give them a tip on what they should do, on how they can move forward in what you want to leave the people with, and somehow tie in the F,
so,
which is faith.
My favorite scripture is in the book.
Oh, you have to preach, but I'm just.
Hey,
it's in you.
It's in you. It's in you.
No question.
It's James, in the book of James, and it's funny because God dealt with me for a whole 2 years, showing me myself in the book of James.
Wow.
So that's why it's my favorite to this day, is because it's basically telling you that faith without works is dead.
What scripture is that?
So
you don't have to know. You don't have to know the number. The principle. The principle of it.
So the principle is faith without works is dead, and I'm gonna tell you why it's so important to have faith. So bringing it full circle, if I never make that budget and have the faith to believe that this is what my family deserves, I never get to the conversation with God where he's asking me, why am I not asking for what I think we're supposed to have?
Wow.
And then I never apply for a position that I'm not qualified for.
Yeah.
And I never step out into a new area with Verizon Wireless that comes to fruition.
That's good.
All of that is faith.
Yes, sir.
Because literally there was nothing there to walk on.
Yes, sir.
So if you don't have faith, foundational principle, then it puts you in a position where you're stagnant.
Yeah.
And you have to try and do it on your own.
Yeah.
But the world was never created for you to do it on your own.
Wow.
So even, again, we bring us back because we're dealing with cybersecurity awareness.
Yeah.
The whole principle of cybersecurity and cybersecurity awareness is making people aware that there's other people that can help you get what you need done. And the cybersecurity world is looking for those people.
Yeah.
We're looking to connect people with us to get you on board because you're needed.
Yeah.
But until you wake up and have the faith believing that you're needed, we sitting here with our hands out like, hey, are you coming?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there was somebody before me that was like, I need a person like this to come in here and do these things.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Baby, it was through my daughter.
Yeah.
She's coming through.
Yeah. She's
going to turn around and do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And vice versa.
I think we just had a conversation before we started where Tierra was saying a pipeline.
Right.
Somebody came through earlier, got a job, and then they left and got another job. So they fed somebody else that job. And now they left and got a job. So they feed. So 3 people all in the same position that fed the next pipeline, which was.
But it's a spiritual principle.
Wow.
We literally just touched on it. Jesus came down. He had to get baptized before he could go do.
Yeah.
So he had to get sent.
Yeah.
When somebody sends you, that's when you're at your most productive moment.
Wow.
When somebody sends you, because not only do you have the confidence, faith in yourself to get it done, but now somebody's backing you and saying, oh yeah, I know you got this.
Yeah.
They're cheering for you.
Yeah.
Like, and it touches on, see, we about to go preaching.
Yeah.
But it touches on the other scripture about if you faint not, what you get on the other side when you don't faint.
Yeah.
But you only don't faint because you have somebody motivating you, somebody pushing you.
Yeah.
But that comes from a relationship that you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the advice I would give, you got to have your faith.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Yeah.
You got to focus on your friendships. And then with that foundation, you can go after anything that you want to do.
Wow.
But in this moment, I'm telling you that you should look into cybersecurity.
That's good.
At this moment, I'm telling you from experience that this is an opportunity that can change not only your life, but the generations after you. And I'm telling you, if you come through Consult Lemonade, the relationships will be built, the connections will be there, and the transference that you're looking for will take place.
Wow. Well, you heard it from the man himself, Mr. James Courtney, letter. Mr. 4 car, 4 kids. We didn't get into the 4 jobs he all had at the same time. We didn't get into all that. But yes, indeed, I absolutely believe in, I always say, even in cybersecurity, I always say, don't be the virus. There's no point of going to the next level if you're the virus that's getting into because of your doubt or because of your lack of faith. So, yes, believe, go after it, and once again, connect to Consult Lemonade. This is none other, Tierra's husband signing off, Mr. James Courtney, Mr. James Courtney, letter. Until next time, thank you and be blessed. Your generation will be thankful for it.
Amen. Thanks for having me.
Once again, I have one ask. please like the video, subscribe, follow us on Consult Lemonade and all platforms. Follow us, like, subscribe. Follow us, like, subscribe. Follow us, like, subscribe. Subscribe, like, follow. That's it. We got you. Send it to your folks. Send it to your friends. Send it to somebody that you're tired of asking you for money. Help them go get their own.